can't count how many RC planes he's crashed. It's not even a question of if he will crash them anymore, it's when. On our most recent trip, Dad bought a big fancy plane that could take off and land in the water. He gathered us all together to watch its maiden voyage, and we all just watched sadly, anticipating the inevitable.
No! Stupid plane!
The funniest part to me is that Dad has often expressed his interest in getting his pilot's license and flying real planes. Like, dude, no one in this family is ever gonna get in a plane with you behind the wheel. You failed the simulations. What makes you think you'll succeed with the real deal? Then, of course, as Dad was trying to fix the plane, the propeller started going and Bo grabbed the plane and destroyed it. I would have thought that someone who's so good at math would stop putting RC toys and dogs in the same equation by now. Let me tell you about the only fight Bo has ever been in. So there we were at the dog park. Bo was having a grand old time frolicking with the other dogs. Then in walks a Great Pyrenees. For anyone that doesn't know, a Great Pyrenees is basically the closest you can get to legally owning a polar bear. He was a big boy, and his name was Wallace. Now, Bo is usually good with other dogs, but sometimes when there's a dog that's bigger than him, he feels threatened and wants to establish dominance. Bo saw Wallace and immediately decided to F around, and believe me when I tell you, he found out. Bo ran over and jumped up to put his paws on top of Wallace. Wallace didn't like that. They started angrily barking and fighting, and the other owner and I quickly separated them. But Wallace wanted to set the record straight. He walked over to Bo and placed his paw on his shoulder as if to say,
"Do you feel in charge?"
Bo didn't like that. Bo growled and then jumped up to attack, but Wallace simply plowed into Bo and threw him flat on his back. No dog was hurt, but needless to say, Bo got humbled that day and hasn't tried anything like that since. From as far back as I can remember, my dad has been a Bob the Builder, I can fix it type fella. And he always tried to make fun stuff for us while growing up. He made a train table for me, a half pipe for my brothers, a deck for our house, a multi-level treehouse with a zip line, and installed a rope swing to the tree out front. And in most cases, he's able to fix things that aren't working. Except his son's attention spans. Or his own. Nobody can. But this blessing can become a curse when something stumps him. I think fixing things is so integral to his essence that once he starts fixing, he can't stop.
Come on, you piece of crap! Gosh, the frick, dang it!
Dad, it's okay. Just calm down.
I'm completely calm! I can see that.
Started resorting to more drastic measures to try and beat my brothers. There's a mini game where you have to mash the A button as fast as you can, and I decided to tip the scales in my favor. I grabbed a massage gun and put it on max speed on my palm, which caused my fingers to vibrate insanely fast. Then I put my finger on the A button and...
Finish!
No! Brotherly rivalry was just getting started. Let's turn up the heat and move on to the game that's been causing relationship-shattering screaming matches for decades. Mario Party, a family-friendly party game. This game introduced a whole new emotion to me. Bloodlust. One thing you should know about this game is that when I win, it's because of pure skill, but when you win, it's because you got lucky and those stupid bonus stars don't even count. When creating a game, it's important to strike a good balance between skill and luck, and in a lot of people's opinions, Mario Party is too much of a luck-based game. It's still super fun at parties if you're not taking it too seriously, which is probably why they call it Mario Party. Unfortunately, my brothers and I have no chill, so for us it was more like Mario Gladiatorial Combat. Our sibling rivalry seemed to leak into every aspect of our lives, and video games were no exception. Even being player one was a big deal. If my Wiimote connected first, Brody would his pants and disconnect all the controllers and resync them until he was player one. And of course, no dog story is complete without the rite of passage of the dog almost dying. One time, Brody and Jen were cleaning out a relative's storage unit when they heard Molly chewing on something.
It's a brick of rat poison!
Oh my God!
They rushed her to the vet, and the vet gave her eye drops to make her vomit the poison, because apparently that's a thing. I don't know anything about how any of that works, but they saved her, and she's okay. Woohoo! Molly, I really thought this went without saying, but please don't eat poop or rat poison. An icy hot galaxy where you skate around and fight a lava octopus? No problem. A haunted mansion galaxy where you save Luigi? Light work. A galaxy made of toys where you run across twisting platforms shaped like Mario? child's play.
Light work, no reaction. Light work, no reaction. Light work, no reaction.
Okay, it's not a little kick. Oh.
All my nightmares had materialized. It was an even harder version of the previous one. Skipping ahead through 2 hours of pain and agony, and I finally beat it. Yahoo! Speaking of math, I definitely experienced the rite of passage of crying at the kitchen table while your dad tries to help you with your math assignment. I was never a good student, but since we moved around a lot, I had to deal with every school system we were in saying, we do math a little differently around here. So that definitely didn't help with our father-son math time.
That's not the way you're supposed to do it, Dad. They want us to do it this
I don't
way.
know that way. Why would they change math? Math is
it's
math.
okay,
Math
Dad.
is math.
Continuing on with the case of Bryson v. Bryson on whether or not to adopt a dog, we will now hear from the plaintiff. The floor is yours. Your Honor, the defendants claim that adopting a dog will improve our mental state and make us happier is sheer lunacy. Dogs are messy, unruly animals. If allowed into our lives, this animal will shed everywhere, raid the trash cans, poop and pee in the house, and bark constantly. And the dog in question is a pit bull. Do I need to bring up the statistics? This case speaks for itself. Protect our resources, Your Honor. Do not be tricked into supporting an unemployed, freeloading dog. Thank you, Mr. Bryson. Mr. Bryson, your defense? The plaintiff's claim is entirely conjecture. As opposed to them, I have concrete evidence that my client is a good boy worth adopting. Presenting Evidence A. Objection, Your Honor! Overruled. Judging in favor of the defendant. This guy literally body shamed me into getting braces again by comparing me to a cartoon character. But I am a cartoon character, so why am I even wearing these? I can just draw myself with perfect teeth. And to correct my Bart Simpson lip, I had to not only get another palate expander, but also rubber bands to pull my lower jaw forward.
So, how was your week, bud?
I hate you.
My mom did a great job teaching me. She made learning fun with field trips and games, and the one-on-one teaching worked very well for me. I couldn't do what she did. I'm horrified by how quickly my future kids' math homework will be beyond my knowledge. Instead of experiencing the rite of passage of crying at the kitchen table as their dad tries to help them with their math assignment, they'll have the unique experience of crying with their dad about the math assignment. What is 7 times 6? I'm genuinely asking. I don't know what it is. I don't know.